Hello, everyone. Be like say Dele Farotimi. Really, Dele Farotimi's book really shook at some people that thought their story will never come out because the way they are running all over the place, kitty kitty kata kata, you know that indeed there is no smoke without fire. You know the latest? Another lawyer from AfeBabalola's firm, yeah, sues Dele Farotimi in Rivers State. So we now they've sued him in Ibadan, Ekiti, Ibadan, Abuja, now River. They are running around kitty kitty, running around kata kata, just making it obvious to anyone that indeed that book is a matter of there is no smoke without fire. That truth is what is in that book, and that truth is what they are all afraid of. Another Nigerian lawyer from AfeBabalola's law firm sues Dele Farotimi. The lawyer from AfeBabalola's law firm seeks 500 million naira in damages against Mr. Farotimi for unlawful defamation of his character in the book and 100 million naira in damages for distributing the book. Another Olafaro filed the suit at the Rivers State High Court in Port Harcourt on 11 December, alleging that Mr. Farotimi defamed him in his controversial book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. In the meantime, while they are filing all of these things, the person that they're filing this thing for was abducted by Nigerian police and remanded in prison. And by the way, today is 12 days since the abduction of abduction of Dele Farotimi by the Nigerian police from his office in Lagos, where he was now taken to Ekiti State. The person they've refused him bail. The person is in prison, and then yet they are throwing, filing suits against him all over the country. That it has even turned to a pathetic joke. They've turned themselves into even those who were thinking, can this whole thing be true that they put in the book? Now know that indeed is the truth. The suit comes on the heel of an earlier one regarding the content of the book filed at the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja by Kehinde Ogunwumiju, a senior advocate of Nigeria and managing partner at AfeBabalola & Co. Mr. Ogunwumiju obtained on Wednesday an interim order for the seizure of the physical copies of the book ahead of further hearing in the case, which seeks 500 million naira in damages against Mr. Farotimi. Aside from the civil cases, the police are prosecuting Mr. Farotimi on charges of criminal defamation at a Chief Magistrate Court and cybercrime at the Federal High Court, both in Ado-Ekiti, Ekiti State. The criminal cases were prompted by a petition Mr. Babalola sent to the police in Ekiti State alleging criminal defamation against him in Mr. Farotimi's book. The law firm has also petitioned the Legal Practitioners Disciplinary Committee (LPDC) seeking Mr. Farotimi's disbarment over his claim in the book against it, its lawyers, and the Nigerian judiciary, particularly the Supreme Court. For his part, Mr. Faro referenced portion. Just before his part, Mr. Afaro referenced excerpts from the book alleging that he, along with Mr. Babalola and his law firm AfeBabalola & Co., as well as its lawyers, compromised the Supreme Court and the remaining semblance of integrity it had. He said Mr. Farotimi's statements are false and incorrect, written deliberately to destroy his reputation. He maintained that the statements were meant to lower his law firm's self-esteem in the eyes of members of the society and also to expose it to hatred, contempt, or ridicule in the eye of right-thinking members of the society. He seeks 500 million naira in damages against Mr. Farotimi for unlawful defamation of his character in the book and 100 million naira in damages for distributing the book. He also sought a perpetual injunction restraining Mr. Farotimi, his marketers agents, from further distribution. The suit is the latest in the series of legal actions, including criminal and civil cases Mr. Farotimi has faced over the content of the book since last week. The book, Farotimi's Legal Challenges.
We need to make a decision.
Mr. Babalola, a senior advocate of Nigeria and founder of AfeBabalola University at Ekiti, had petitioned the police in Ekiti State, accusing Mr. Farotimi of defending him in his book. Mr. Babalola had cited 31 excerpts from the book, including one that accused him of corrupting the Supreme Court in the service of his clients. Acting on Mr. Babalola's petition, the police had charged Mr. Farotimi with criminal defamation at a Chief Magistrate's Court and with cybercrime at the Federal High Court, both in Ado Ekiti. The Federal High Court Judge Babs Wumi granted bail to Mr. Farotimi in the just a moment, please. The Federal High Court Judge Babs Wumi granted bail to Mr. Farotimi in the sum of 50 million naira and adjourned the trial till 29 January 2025. But the Chief Magistrate's Court fixed 20th December to rule on Mr. Farotimi's bail application. In addition to the criminal cases, a lawyer from Mr. Babalola's firm, Kehinde Ogunwumiji, a senior advocate of Nigeria, has also sued Mr. Farotimi for 500 million naira in a civil libel case at the Federal High Court, FCT High Court in Abuja. Mr. Ogunwumi said Mr. Farotimi libelously accused the law firm of compromising the integrity of the Supreme Court, scheming with crooked lawyers and incompetent justices, and doctoring a Supreme Court judgment. He denied all allegations. On Wednesday, the court ordered the seizure of physical copies of the book wherever it might be found. So if they enter your house now, they see physical copies of Dele Farotimi's book, they are going to seize it. Yay! The following are portions from the book Mr. Faru alleged to be defamatory in his suit that AfeBabalola, Olu Daramola, Olu Faro, and the law offices of AfeBabalola and Co. compromised the Supreme Court and the remaining semblance of integrity it might have had when they went back to the Supreme Court and got the court to swim in the sewer of corruption and shameful self-abnegation. See page X. But if there's a whole lot anyway that just it's a whole lot going on, but this is just the long and short of it, that another lawyer has sued Mr. Dele Farotimi, and this time in Port Harcourt. So they are all going around suing. Let's see when they are done suing in all the 36 states in Nigeria and FCT, whether they're going to go to all the countries in Africa, and when they're done with all the countries in Africa, the rest of the countries in the world. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember, as long as Mr. Dele Farotimi is in captivity, we all are in captivity, and we must raise our voices. We must continue to make demands. Even if you can't talk, just simply write "Free Dele Farotimi" now. That also is you making demands. Bye bye.